Hi, you've just received your new Sony CDX-GT420U head unit from the Car Audio Centre, and I'm now going to take you through the process of how to install it. First of all, open the box and confirm that you have all the parts. Secondly, the bit that none of us like to do is read the instructions. Familiarise yourself with your new purchase. Upon opening the box, the first thing you'll usually find is the face of the unit. This is often contained inside a black plastic box. The second item you'll find is the Sony power loom. Third item is the instruction manuals, and you will also find some other parts inside there as well. The final item is the Sony head unit itself. Upon opening the box, the first thing you'll usually find is the face of the unit. This is often contained inside a black plastic box. I'm now going to show you how to install your new head unit into your vehicle. Remove your old stereo from your vehicle. Next, secure the cage into your car. Next, plug in your Sony power loom to your car. Checking that the correct cables go in the correct hole. They will only fit one way. Next, plug your Sony power loom into the back of the Sony head unit. Again, it will only fit one way. Once the power loom is plugged into the unit, then plug the aerial adapter also into the back of the unit. Next, being careful not to trap any of the cables, gently push them back into the dash of the car and rest your Sony unit on the edge like so. It's always a good idea when installing your stereo for the first time to make sure that it's holding the radio preset stations once you put them into the unit. Take the face from the box and clip it to the front of the unit. Turn the ignition on, making sure the car's not in gear. Then press the source button on the stereo to select tuner. Press seek to find your local radio station. Then press and hold down preset number 1 to store it to the unit. Now, turn the ignition off and let the unit go off. Turn your ignition back on. Press the source button on the Sony to tuner. If you then find that the radio is not holding the preset station that you've just put into it, turn off the ignition, slide out the unit. On the rear of the unit, you will find a red and a yellow wire. Unplug those two cables and swap them over, plugging them into their opposites. Yellow to yellow, red to red, or yellow to red, or red to yellow, whichever it may be. Plug your aerial back into the rear of the unit. Gently push the cables back. Now, turn your ignition back on Press the source button again on the unit. Press the seek button to select a radio station. Press and hold down button number 1 to store it to the unit.
Why am I being so panicky? Okay, I've done nothing.
Turn off the ignition and leave for 30 seconds. Now turn the ignition back on, and you should find that your Sony head unit has held its preset station into its memory. With the ignition off, remove the face of the stereo and gently but firmly, being careful not to trap any of the wires behind, push the unit back into its cage. You should hear a click once it is all the way in. Now, take your plastic fascia trim and clip to the front of the unit. You should find that it only fits one way. Now, take the face of your unit, clip it to the front. Your unit is installed.